We're live. Good morning, good evening, good afternoon, wherever the hell you are. I'm Bubba.
And the Filipinas. So
Now, how are you ladies doing today?
I'm doing really great. Just um, I don't have a concept of date right now after my 3 day vacation. Yeah. So I'm still hung up on the beach and surfing and stuff.
So she went on a vacation while I went to school.
Nice. What did you do?
Did they do? We'll just have the exam for the students and check students.
Merong ano.
Nice. What did you do? Oh, shit.
Did they do? Is that yours, Baba?
No, but I think that's yours.
Yeah, that's me.
That's an echo, like
So what
5 minutes,
did you do?
five seconds.
Do.
So, okay, I'm gonna tell you my I'm gonna tell you my story later. But also, how about you? What did you do last week?
Nothing much. Last night, not last night, but yesterday we got my son christened.
Wow.
We had a pool party, kind
How's
of.
your party?
What's that?
How's your party?
Party.
Oh, it was fun. We didn't have a lot of people, but that's fine. Don't really like a lot of huge crowds anyway. She has a small family, so it was just
Oh.
that I had, Dave and
Did
his
you-
wife
did you
came
swim?
over and their kid. What's that?
Did you swim?
Oh yeah, I take Mickey in the water with me too. He loves it.
How?
We even got him a little inflatable boat, so he's a boat owner now.
Does he know how to swim already?
No,
Because
No.
there are a lot of lessons, a lot of people who teach infants to swim, right?
I guess so. Here's the thing: I learned how to swim when I was like 4 or 5 years old. I just kind of taught myself how to swim.
Oh.
Wow. You're,
Were you near a lake or or a sea or something? A beach spot?
Drive to the beach was about a good 2.5, 3 hours when I was,
okay.
and we would generally go 3 or 4 times during the summer.
oh.
Wow.
And
So I had to take lessons.
I also take lessons before. I think I took 2 swimming lessons before I learned how to swim.
I took 2 lessons. One was the basic training, and the another one was the more advanced, which I wasn't able to learn butterfly and everything like that.
Oh, okay. I can do the butterfly.
Wow.
I can do the butterfly. I could do
I
the
knew you were the butterfly inside.
I could do the backstroke. I could do all that.
Really?
Good.
But you need a strong body core to be able to do butterfly, right?
No, Baba is a butterfly inside.
That's why.
Just kidding.
I doubt that.
Yeah, because
I
I
doubt
always
that.
have a hard time doing butterfly because you need to lift your body, the upper body, to be able to do the butterfly stroke. That's why I like breaststroke or
I can't do the breaststroke.
backstroke easier than butterfly.
Yeah.
And I'm not an athlete, so I'll just do swimming for leisure.
Cool.
Anyway, what was your food?
Oh, it was different. Excuse me.
Yeah, for your
It was
Christmas
different. It was different. It was different stuff.
Mm-hmm.
We had pork, of course, like pork adobo.
Wow.
We had curry,
National anthem for Filipinos, adobo.
Oh, who cooked?
chicken flies, or not the chicken flies, chicken, oh shit.
Hindi mo ba?
Chicken curry. Yeah, that's
Oh,
it. Chicken curry. Chicken flies. Chicken curry. Where the hell did that come from?
guys. All right.
And we had what else? Mashed.
Probably lechon.
No, we did not have lechon.
Oh,
Oh,
no,
there wasn't
lechon.
there wasn't going to be a lot of people,
Mm-hmm.
so I really didn't want to splurge for election.
Ah.
Uh, the place was nice though because they had a pool, they had an air conditioned videoke room with whatchamacallit, with couches
Have
and
you ever
stuff.
been
It-
to?
couches.
Oh, oh, okay. Where was it?
It was at a place called Mimi's place. Mimi or Mima's place.
Near
Here in
So
where?
Davao
private.
City. It was 3,000 pesos.
Oh, that's
And
cheap.
yeah, and they also had two bedrooms there as well. Two bedrooms there
That was cheap.
with like three beds in each room with a fan, a
Wow.
couple CRs, couple shower rooms, and it was 3,000 pesos for the whole day.
Okay.
And it was just us. We rented it.
Uh, I actually like it better to swim at the beach than at the swimming pool.
I prefer a swimming pool.
Really? Why?
Well, because you could see in the water, which you
Hmm.
can here too, but you get a lot of rocks in the ocean. You know,
Oh, you're not a beach person.
I like the beach, don't get me wrong, but if I have a
Mhm.
choice between a swimming pool or the ocean,
Yeah, you
Oh, all
prefer
right.
swimming pool.
swim in the swimming pool.
Well, that's okay. I prefer the beach most because it has an open water. So you can go it's vast. So you can explore the sea life or swim further or enjoy the waves and it it's cleaner, I guess, in a way. But
Says Kim,
congratulations, Papa, for your christening or
thank you.
christening, what you want to call
Hey,
it.
well, it was funny because
Hi.
me and Dave are standing there holding candles, and the guy, he can't really speak much English, so the whole thing is in Visayan. And we're sitting there, and the candle just keeps burning and burning and burning. And I'm thinking, I hope this is over with before it gets to my fingers.
So how
So,
many godfathers or godmothers do you have for your baby?
one.
One
Only
each
one.
or
Yep.
only one?
One godfather. Well, two. One godfather and one or two godmothers.
Oh, it's a few. Not
Yeah.
a
Well,
typical Filipino
well,
christening.
it's funny because Popeye said that.
He wants to be a godfather.
No, Popeye said that he remembers when his time here, there would be like four or five godfathers and godmothers.
Yeah, actually.
It's still applicable here on some, especially if the parents have a lot of friends
Friends.
and they can't choose. So it's kind of a part of a culture, but technically it should only be around one or two because whoever you choose will be responsible for the kids' life just in case something happens to the parents. So
So
it's
it
kind
will
of
be a
like
few.
it's kind of like here now it becomes more of like, oh, I'm gonna choose more godfathers
So
or
you have a
godmothers
lot
so
of
you have a
gifts.
lot of gifts on Christmas.
Yeah.
So
Uh,
so so recently I've been invited to a lot of
So Ken is a
christening.
godmother of
yeah,
a
because
lot
you're
of
a dentist, right?
children.
Yeah, yeah.
So
So,
she's
so
like Santa Claus during
I
Christmas.
don't even know who they are anymore.
That's funny.
I just buy kid generic gifts. So I actually have uh a lot more in store here at my room because you know that's it's just funny.
Ah,
I have a few. I think I only have five, but most are either my friend's daughter, son or daughter, or my cousin. So, but I'm pretty sure they will grow soon.
Ano si Baba? Ano pangalan niya sa YouTube?
so are you a godmother? Either of you?
Yeah,
Yeah, Ken is a godmother for everyone.
for a lot of kids.
She
they
can be
think
a Santa Claus every
they think
Christmas.
I can give a lot of gifts. Oh my gosh.
So what I do during Christmas, I just help her wrap her gifts
It's
to
a lot of
everyone.
gifts. It's a lot of gifts. Generic. It becomes generic now. I can't even list it.
Funny. That's hilarious. Who the hell's calling me?
Oh, at this
Someone's
late night.
calling.
Oh,
Anyway, so can I tell my story? Can I tell my story
yes,
now?
yes, you can.
Okay. So, going back to this week. So, last week, Thursday, I went to La Union, which is when you have a car and you ride the and you're in a private transport and you drive through the highways without stopping. It will take you around 5 hours to be there. But when you take public transport, especially here in Manila, because it's EDSA, of course, EDSA is so traffic. You won't expect a day that it would not be. Because even in the morning, the afternoon, and you have to expect that it's traffic at EDSA. So then, my ride to La Union took me around 10 hours, two bus rides. So my story, I told the story because um, I when we were trying to schedule an appointment for the renewal of passport, we can't find any more place to have it renewed on the February. So Louis helped me renew it, and then we only found the place at La Union. So I had to go there to travel to renew my passport. So then I was there. It took me 10 hours, and I arrived there at around 2:30 a.m. So it was kind of an unplanned trip. So when I was there at 2:30 a.m., I wanted to sleep because my schedule at DFA is still around 4 p.m. Baba,
Yes.
are you still awake?
He's still sleeping.
No, no, I'm listening to you talk. Would you like me?
Yeah,
I could,
so
I could cut in and walk all over if you want. I mean,
oh, okay.
I'm
So when
polite.
I was there, it's it's my first time to travel alone actually, without knowing the place because it was kind of a unplanned trip to have it to travel earlier. So when I was there, I was really scared because of course I didn't know the place and I looked vulnerable because I'm a small girl and I didn't have any kind of a defensive instrument with me. So I asked the tricycle driver, where is there a cheaper place to sleep at least 3 hours or 4 hours? So then this tricycle driver uh, brought me to this place. It was really scary because the building is like maybe 50 years old building, and then it was kind of a cheap motel. It's not just a cheap motel, there are a lot of cheap motels that is sanitary and and oh my gosh, when I was there, I the first thing, it was on the fourth floor. When I was there, the first thing that I looked for is an emergency exit or a few people who could hear me shout whenever just in case anything happens. Oh my gosh, I was really scared. So I texted Louie the address, and then she will know where to find me if anything happens to me. Yeah. Oh my gosh. So I looked at the bed, and I can't even imagine if something happens to me there, and then no one will hear me. So shout out and a heads up to you guys, to all the girls who want to be traveling alone. So know the area, or have at least brief research about the area, which places are cheap and everything. And don't try to act like tourists or something like that. Just in case, you don't look like a tourist.
Just in case you don't look
So,
like a tourist.
or
They
whatever.
can't hide
You can't.
themselves
Yeah.
because
Sometimes. Yeah. No,
they
yeah.
look
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
tourists even without
Yeah.
any.
Just act like you know the place.
If
That's
you
what I
place
meant.
Baba at La
Yeah. Yeah.
Union,
I'm sorry.
everyone
I'm
will
sorry.
come near him
I'm
and will
sorry. I'm
ask him,
sorry.
"Where do you want to
Just
sleep?"
act like you know the place. And then so I went back. I actually felt I took back my money. I said, Kuya, I can't sleep here. So then I was looking for a public transport to take me back to the what do you call this?
Bus
To the
station.
bus station. And then it there wasn't any. So I walked, and it was in the middle of the dawn. So then I slept. Bottom line, I went back to the bus station. I think it's a lot safer than anywhere else. And I'm just gonna have to wait for 2 3 hours, and then I can go around once the sun rises. So I just waited there. I kind of felt I had a short nap, and then so I figured out if I have to if I have a schedule at 4 p.m., I have 10 more hours to go. So I
Hmm.
kind of mapped out the area and look for the places where I can go to. So there, I went to San Juan Beach, and then I wasn't actually planning on surfing, but on my way there, on my way there I found a shop that sells swimsuits. So I bought one, and then all of the places I went to were unplanned, but it was actually really fun to have uns, a spontaneous trip, except or to warn all the girls to do it on day, not at night. I mean, not at wee hours of the night or dawn. So there, I actually had fun because I had surfing. I only paid 400 pesos for 200 for the no for the
Short time.
200 for the what do you call this? The instructor, and 200 for the surfboard. So if any of you guys want to try, La Union is the is one of the best places to go to for beginner surfing. And the surfer instructors are really nice. They won't stop until you learn how to surf. And so I went to a few places before for the old church. I went to the old churches and the ruins. And then when it was already time to go, I went to the DFA to renew my passport. So I wasn't I wasn't expecting and planning for it to be like a holiday. But it uh kind of uh what do you call this? Happened like that. So have you ever had a holiday like that, Baba? Without even planning,
Just go.
you
Yeah,
just
I have.
go. And
I would
what
use
was the most spontaneous trip you had?
I guess. Well, I had the last
Think?
real unplanned trip was about 4 years ago.
4 years ago. Where did you go?
Uh, I just packed up my stuff and moved out of my house
Uh,
for my
Oh,
for
wow,
my
that's a
for
big
my ex
oh
for my
my gosh.
ex-wife. So
Oh my gosh.
that wasn't a fun that was not a fun unplanned trip.
That was not so that was the most what do you call this? Unplanned.
unplanned pack up that you made in
Oh.
your life.
Yeah, it was kind of just a spur of the moment. Like I'm gonna get the hell out of here. Just packed up my stuff and left.
Oh my god. Well, I guess in the long run, you it was
Yeah.
Yeah, everything happens for a
yeah,
reason.
yeah, of course it
That's
does.
why you're here because of that
Yeah,
unplanned packing up of your stuff and deciding to go.
yeah. So how about you, Louie? Have you ever had one of those
Unplanned.
unplanned, spontaneous, but turned out to be a really good trip? Because some trips that are planned doesn't what do you call this? Ano natutuloy?
Um,
Doesn't
push through.
push through.
Well, I always go to places unplanned. I just walk around, especially when I was in college. So before going home or during weekends, I just walk around the Luneta Park. I went alone to National Museum. I walked to Fort Santiago alone. So they're all unplanned. It's a matter of if I feel I just need to walk, I'll just let my feet take me to places. So, but I haven't went to far places totally alone.
So there, I actually enjoyed it. So I'm planning this year to travel alone.
So,
Okay.
Because it in a way, of course I love traveling with my friends because when you it's different when you experience fun stuff with your friends. But there are some days that I want to not be afraid to travel alone. So I was actually afraid because when I was walking through the ruins, um, when I was walking through the ruins, I was the only one on that area, and other than criminals, I'm actually afraid of ghosts.
You are afraid of
So
ghosts.
yeah, I'm afraid.
you aren't afraid of this.
Louis is not afraid of ghosts.
No, I don't want to see one. So
Funny.
there. I always take a good walk alone, wherever places I want to be. So
So did you get video of you surfing?
Ken,
Oh, I wasn't able to get to. I wasn't able to have other people take a video,
thought,
but I was able to ask a favor and take a picture of me surfing. Of course, the first few 20 shots was when me falling, but I didn't upload that. And then they only took pictures of me when I was already successful on not falling a few meters, a few meters from the shore. So yeah, there. And I just read here in the chat box. Ano ba to?
what?
Says that
Since
traveling alone is fun because traveling alone is fun because you meet a lot of people here. You really do meet a lot of people. And at first, I was I'm hesitant. Of course, in the clinic setting, uh, I learned how to communicate with strangers because it's a professional setting. But um, I actually had a hard time before to to talk to strangers. But now it's okay. So I met a lot of people when I was there at La Union. There are a lot of people there surfing.
They don't mind you. Just they
Oh
just
yeah,
do
yeah,
their
yeah.
business.
Yeah. So it's fun. It was fun. I felt kind of independent. So I hope Louis also has a solo travel moments. And Baba, I hope you have solo travel backpacking uh spontaneous not spontaneous moments, not to pack up your bags and go away from your house thing.
uh
Probably he's past of that.
No, it's not.
Mag-alaga na siya eh.
Ah, yeah, yeah. Of course.
Meron na siyang ibang
So I hope you have travels with anong lady niya?
Mickey.
Mickey,
me too. I'll
and have fun with him on the beach, on the pool.
Hindi na siya pang solo travel.
Yeah,
Parang
no.
ano na
Uh-huh.
sila.
Yeah.
okay. Well, listen. If you ladies are ready, let me see if
Mm-hmm.
I could
What?
bring my buddy who wants to move to the Philippines.
Yeah.
Oh, he's already
Who?
here?
No, he's planning on it. He
No, no, I
lives,
mean, okay.
but he
Go ahead,
also
Baba.
lived he also lived overseas in another place.
Mm.
And I'll just let you talk to him. I'll bring him on.
I'll just let you talk to him.
Okay,
Is he here?
will be. So
Yeah.
he's a good
You know
guy.
the. Okay. Are we just waiting for him?
Yeah, he should be on here in a second. In
So,
a second.
do any of you guys know uh what do you call this? A kind of martial arts technique for small girls like me, or like kind of a tip for defending
Self-defense.
self-defense? Because that was one of my main concerns when I was traveling alone. But I actually explored about it and tried to learn jujitsu. But for us dentists, we can't we can't just learn a martial arts, uh, especially if that discipline uses punching techniques or
Yeah.
strength on the forearms, because we might break our arm, we might have injuries,
Injuries.
or we might screw up with our motor units and have our hands heavy. So if any of you guys know, your advice is very well appreciated.
Get a
Tony,
gun.
hello.
Is
Is he
he
here
here
already?
already?
He's here. Say hello,
Hello.
Tony.
How you doing, everybody? Good to be
Hi,
Hello,
here.
Tony.
Tony.
Good evening or good morning.
Good morning here. It is Maria, right?
Yeah, it's Maria.
All right. Hi, Maria. Bubba. Yeah, I have listened to the show a few times already and
Mm-hmm.
enjoy it.
So,
Bubba trying to get me to go over there to the Philippines every time.
Oh
Sir,
yeah.
So, I've been doing a little bit of research and watching some videos and learning about the culture and you know, uh, yeah, talking to a Filipino girl too.
Oh,
And so yeah, it's kind of interesting. And again, thank you for having me, and hello to everybody out there, whoever's listening.
oh, okay. So, what were the things that you're trying to watch or to read
about the Philippines.
about that's significantly different
I'm sorry.
from
I, hold on, I think
culture
I'm losing
in
connection here. Let's see.
Brazil.
in Brazil
Yeah.
because
Okay, go ahead.
I think hello you or here
Hello.
hindi
Hello.
Did I
are
lose you?
you there,
Yeah, did I
Tony?
lose you?
No, I hear you. I hear you
What's
both, actually.
going back to my question, Tony?
Okay.
What were the things that you were? What were the? Are you watching any videos or are you reading any stuff online about
Yeah.
Filipino culture? What are the significant difference between the culture in Brazil and the Filipino culture?
Oh,
Um,
well, to be honest
this
with
is
you.
Ken, by the way.
Yeah.
We're
I'm
just
sorry, who?
using. This is
Ken.
Ken.
Kim. Kim. Okay, Kim.
Yeah, Ken. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah, Kim. The differences between Brazil and from what I've seen in the Philippines, actually, there's a lot of similarities. The family units, the culture, very family oriented from what I can see. I spent 4 years in Brazil, and I think
Mm,
you know the climate is very similar as well. But
yeah.
you know the differences. I'll tell you, there's a lot more similarities and differences that I can see.
Yeah, I guess
So it
so.
will not
I,
be hard for you to go here and live in the Philippines. Because it's more like living in.
I don't think it would be that big of a shock for me at this point. I don't think it will be like a culture shock where, you know,
Yeah,
if I
yeah,
have,
that's what I thought so too, huh?
yeah, I think that I would, you know, fit in pretty good. Well, I don't know about that, but I mean, I think it would be kind of
Yeah,
easy for me to adjust. You know?
in every country there are different cultures per family. It just does not depend on the herd mentality or herd attitude, but in general, um, I think Brazilian or South American, right? Brazil
Yeah, yeah,
culture is not much different from Philippines. So what so people here in the Philippines are really hospitable and will treat you really
yeah.
well, but a lot of people are not straightforward. So you have to
Mean what
you
to
have
say.
to yeah you have to what do you call it? You have to be
Exercise common
observant
sense.
observant in a
Right,
way.
right. Well, coming from, I mean, I grew up in New York City, so you know,
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
I'm pretty good at that. I definitely don't trust people for what they say most of the time, to be honest with you.
Oh,
No,
really?
I always thought New
Not
Yorkers were very trusting.
really. Oh, here it's not because of that or of that like something
Sorry.
like that. But here it's kind of like shy to be straightforward or
Don't
Ah,
trust a lot of people
yeah,
here.
something like that. But
I
still
see.
depends on the person.
Yeah. Where do you
Yeah,
plan to go here or to
Which island do you plan on
staying?
exploring
I'm
first?
not sure exactly where, but I would say probably sometime this year. Hopefully, um, maybe by summertime. Like
Oh,
June.
that's near.
Good luck with the
Yeah.
weather. Oh,
Well,
you're very well. I think you're very well or adapted already.
Yeah, well, I'm here in Florida right now, and it's gonna be 85 degrees right today, and it's February, so yeah, I'm pretty. I mean, I don't like the heat, to be honest with you. I like I'm a night person. I don't like the sun. Not gonna see much of
Really?
you
See,
know.
so
We should
you
go
gotta.
probably go at the end of the year for rainy or cold season because summer here is really hot.
I'm
So are you
sure it is.
so are you like pasty white, bro?
Yeah, definitely a white boy, man. Definitely.
That's like says, man. I think says is the whitest man in the Philippines.
Right. Well, you may be the second whitest when I get there.
Have a second.
Well, aren't you a little bit tan because you stayed in Brazil?
No, because I never go in the sun. I stay in the house.
Let's go out by the night during night.
Yeah,
He's a low risk for melanoma.
right. For
Oh, just use sunblock.
yeah, there ain't no cancer
Dala.
coming on my.
What places do you want to go here in the
I don't
Philippines?
know. To be
We're
honest
not
with
sure
you, I'm
yet.
kind of like new about the geography of the country. I don't really know. I'm still learning.
Philippines is a country of an archipelago, so there are a lot of islands here.
Mm-hmm.
So you can
But
choose between nature tripping, going to the beach, up to trekking a mountain, or going to the city. It depends on what kind of environment you want to be in
yeah, I
or
mean, I
want to
can
explore.
have a lot of friends
Mhm.
and have a good time, and get to know people and then learn from people. I also want to learn the language. I'm very good with languages, so I'm very
Wow.
interested. Yeah,
Well,
yeah.
the language in Brazil is Spanish,
Portuguese.
right?
No, it's Portuguese.
Portuguese.
Yeah.
It's not very much
Brazil
different.
is the only South American country that does not speak Spanish.
Everybody there?
Okay, I think we got cut.
Ah,
For a
is
second, I
Spanish
thought there was dead
really
silence, and I'm like, uh oh.
is Spanish different from Portuguese?
Yes, Spanish
Similarities.
is just slightly different, and like I said, Brazil is the only country in South America that does not speak Spanish. So, but I can speak Spanish too, a
So
little
probably
bit
you can
anyway.
understand because there are a lot of words that are based from
Yeah,
Spanish.
right, right. That's
So
why I think it won't be that difficult for me to learn. And what the best way that I learn is to be around people. I'm not so good to sit in class and learn. I might do that, but I have a very good ear. I'm a musician as well, and so listening to the people talk, I that's the way I pick it up.
it's just doing context clues. Wala na. Hello? Can you hear us?
Hello.
Hello.
Yes, I can.
Okay.
I'm sorry. I'm
Okay. So
typing. I'm
that's
listening and
okay.
typing.
Yeah. So I'm here just waiting for the questions. I guess I don't want to hog up the airtime.
Oh no, not a problem.
Probably you can ask some questions that what the thing that you want to know about the Philippines.
Yeah. Okay. Well, the initial, I guess the initial uh, concerns I guess I would have is, if I was to come, I would probably first come and visit somebody that I know, and then decide if I was going to stay. And I'd have to really look into, living conditions and prices and stuff like that, and work out a budget. I do have an income that I take with me wherever I go. It doesn't matter where I am, so I don't have to get a job right away. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Um, that's no problem. But it would be a whole learning experience for me. But I don't think it would be that bad. I think I could do it. You know,
I
as
think it
long as
will
the
be great.
people. Yeah, yeah. I think
Just
as long as the people that I meet are good people, and
Mm-hmm.
I stay smart and stay on the right path, and I think that I think it would be good, and it's something that I'm definitely gonna try out. I'm definitely gonna come to see how it is for sure.
Yeah. So just make sure you don't go summer because you'll probably staying at home every day.
Yeah, huh? How hot does it get over there?
It depends on what place you're in. But if you're in Manila, I think it's about around 36 degrees
Saan?
Celsius. Ganun daw kainit. Up to
Oh,
39.
Where?
That's
Here.
Celsius.
yeah. Well, when I was in Brazil,
Where?
it got up to about 40.
Ah, okay.
So,
Oh, really? So there's no much difference. So probably can adapt here.
Saan daw?
yeah, and it's very
Brazil.
humid,
Like,
very
Right,
humid.
right
Oh,
now.
wow.
Oh yeah, right now it's 26 degrees here in Davao
yeah.
with 83% humidity.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But
Yeah.
it actually doesn't feel that humid though, because I was just outside.
So you
Which
said you said I sorry, Baba.
oh, it's 79 degrees Fahrenheit.
79.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, it's gonna be 85 here today in Florida, but I don't think the humidity is gonna be bad today because it's still winter time.
Ilan yung humidity daw dito?
85%.
Oh my gosh.
Then you can go anytime here because you're used to it.
Yeah, I do not enjoy the heat though. Like, is air conditioning? Oh, that's another thing.
Mhm.
When I went to Brazil, most people did not have air conditioning in their homes because it was too expensive to run the electricity. Basically
Oh.
businesses had air conditioning. Malls and things like that. But the average home did not. Is that how it is over there, or what?
A lot of times, yes.
A lot of
Yeah.
time.
Uh-huh. So
But
most people had a fan, and they take. I used to take like 5 showers a day just to keep cool, and throw
yeah,
the fan
well,
on
I
me.
have I have a fan, and we have a gigantic mango tree that covers over the house.
Oh yeah, that helps too. Yeah,
Yeah,
sure.
so it doesn't really get that hot.
Okay, that's
And
cool.
plus too, what's nice is since you're on an island, if you're close to the water, you
Yeah, the
get
breeze
a
is
nice
dark.
breeze. Yeah.
And Maria and Kim, you guys are in Manila. You said
Yes.
okay. And
That's
Bubba,
a
where are
little bit
you?
south than
I'm
Manila.
sorry, Bubba, you're in Manila as well.
No, I'm in Davao City. I'm way to the south. I'm at the other end of the country.
I
He's
see.
down.
Okay.
He's down south.
Okay. Yeah, that's another thing that I have to look into, where I'm
Another
going.
island.
Yeah, very, very interesting stuff. So it's absolutely, I mean, it's gorgeous from what I've seen. It's absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah, Popeye's a good person to talk to about info
Wala, no.
because he was stationed here in the Navy
Oh,
for like three
okay.
years and was actually
Oh,
married
right
to
on.
a Filipina.
Oh, right on.
Who?
Napuputol
Si
eh.
ano?
Napuputol. Yan, wala ulit.
Hello?
Hello.
Hello.
There. Who are you talking about, Baba?
Oh, Popeye.
Oh, Papaya. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
so okay, listen, guys, I'm gonna get off here. Maybe I'll come back another time, with something a
Sure.
little like maybe a little something more specific to talk about because this is your show. I don't want to sit here and say nothing.
okay. Let me
I
ask
do
you this.
appreciate it.
I,
Yes.
you always hear the negatives about a place. Okay. Now,
Sure, sure.
and the thing I've heard about Brazil is it's beautiful, but there's a ton of crime.
Oh yeah, forget about. Listen, that place is if you don't look, if you don't go, if you're a foreigner, and you don't stay with family or really close friends, you could easily run into some serious trouble. And it's not only just with
So,
Oh.
hindi maganda
mafia,
i-travel.
the police are just as
Oh.
bad. You know, you
The
gotta
cops
be
are
careful.
crooked.
Oh, please, yeah, it's military police, and there is a war on between them and the drug dealers. and they're just as bad. They just have shields. They just have badges. So you
Yeah.
know, gotta be careful. So if you stick with family and close friends and don't get into any stupid shit, excuse my language, you'll be all right. But yes, the crime is absolute in certain places. It's unbelievable. I mean, it's really bad. But if you stay in the good parts of the neighborhoods and you don't mess around, you won't even really see any of that, to be honest. Well, I mean, there's some, but it's just like anywhere, I guess.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
I think
Thanks for
that's
the
common
advice.
sense.
And
Sure,
glad
sure.
you're here safe. You're there safe.
Yeah, I do have yeah, I've had my experiences there too. I almost didn't make it out alive, but I did.
Oh my gosh.
Um, yeah, maybe another time I could tell you that.
All
All right,
right.
so yeah, I appreciate the invite, to talk to you guys, and maybe
Thank you, Tony.
sometime I'll be over there, and maybe we could hang out in person.
All right.
All right, thank you,
That'd be
Tony.
great.
Good luck.
Okay, ladies. All right, Bubba, take it easy. See you
All
later.
right, bro. I'll talk to you in a bit.
All
See
right,
you
I'll be
later.
listening to the show on the side. All right, bye bye.
All right. Bye bye.
So it's always like that. In whichever country you are at,
Mm-hmm.
um, you have to know which places are safe, or you have to know the rules and regulations in a foreign land, especially when you are not from there. Like for example, when you go to the Middle East, you
Yeah.
also have to know and study their culture first. So you know which is disrespectful for them or which is okay for their, because they have a lot of cultural, what do you call that?
Practices. They have
Practices
very cultural
that
practices.
is not practiced in anywhere else. Like for example, you can't look at their wives,
Or you need to
or
wear their abayas or the one that
yeah, you have,
face cover
and you have to have your beard or
grown.
what?
So,
Yeah, something like that.
Beard.
Because
You have to
yeah.
have
beer,
you have to
no,
have
Beard.
not
beard.
no, not beer,
Oh.
beard, mustache.
So
Well, I
make
have
you
no
look a
Yeah,
little.
because I actually worked at a clinic in Makati, and most, like 90% of their patients are Arabs. So you have to know how to handle, because some of them are really ano yun,
Rude.
hedonistic ba? Hindi, yung parang misogynistic ba yun?
Yung
Yeah.
sa
Good.
baba.
Good.
Oh, yeah,
Good word.
Yeah.
Misogynist.
yeah,
That would
misogyny.
be an excellent word, I think, to describe
Yeah.
a
Yeah.
lot of the men, and,
Uh,
and I think a lot of the Indian
Diba?
men too.
Indian, Persians, Arabs. So, there. If you don't know how to treat them, they will treat you like, yeah, trash.
Yeah.
yeah. You have to stand your ground. Especially when I was working there, they asked me to hand their shoes for them.
Oh,
But some are really uh, does not some do not have that attitude. Some are really respectful. I have observed that those who are imams or priests
Mm-hmm.
in their culture are really respectful towards women. And I
Wow.
can't label, of course, I can't label, because it really differs from one person to another, regardless of where they came from. But in general, they you have to handle uh what do you call that, strong men. Cool, yeah, with the culture, with the different cultures.
no, I think don't you deal with a lot of Louis? Don't you deal with a lot of Iranians? because of your.
Yeah, there are a lot of Iranians that are like that. So at first I was terrified because it's the first time that men are so rude to the point that they're trying to belittle you or question everything about you. But as you go by, you'll learn that they just look at you at a different manner. So just have to stand your ground and be firm because once you establish your personality or your point, um they can't do anything about it. And one thing that I learned, the more that you argue with them, the more that they will tell you a lot of things. So probably just don't talk to them too much and let them just speak what they want to say. And just end it. They will stop at the end. In the end. So there.
Oh,
More on you have to know your uh, ground. You have to be firm as a professional,
Yeah.
as a professor.
Oh, if it's your first time, you'll feel disgusted and irritated and stressed.
Bakit
So,
disgusted?
nakakainis eh. Nakakainis talaga.
Di ba diri yun?
Disgust? Yes. Diba?
disgust.
Sorry for deleting the chat.
I'm just
Sorry.
disgusted.
I was asking her why is she disgusted? Is she like is there something like a disgusting thing?
Is there really?
So we had different contexts from the disgusting word.
Well, I know too, because Lynn worked in Dubai
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
and she also worked in Lebanon.
Okay.
And I know too that Arabs are not nearly as hygienic as
Oh.
Westerners or Filipinos in general.
Oh. But her context was that she's a little bit
Irritated.
irritated
Well,
with
well,
the
I found
with
out
the
that
behavior, but not all of them though.
a lot of them, at least there, they don't change their underwear, but maybe twice a week.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, and it's all hot. Oh God, I'm surprised anybody would get any there. It's just a thing.
There are a lot of
No.
creatures
Oh
living there
no, no.
that they need to tend to.
and they'll go to bed. Like the women will go to bed with their makeup on.
Ah! Wow.
Hmm.
I think that feels a little.
I don't know.
Because
Maybe.
I don't go to bed with anything on my face. Because it for sure tomorrow.
I'm not sure because some of those behaviors are rooted onto their culture. So sometimes it it's difficult to compare
Yeah,
because
but
it's what a lot of people from their place
true. But
uh,
but but,
grew up with.
but forgive me. It would really be tough to get intimate with the woman
Mhm.
if she didn't really shower or bathe on a regular basis and change her clothes, her underwear, because it would smell like a
That's true.
fish market. That would just be nasty. I'm sorry, but it would
Oh,
just
of
it would
course,
kill
of
kill the mood.
course. Yeah.
Yeah, or shave. Oh God, yeah, a hairy woman. Oh, that's just
You
nasty.
love seafoods, Baba.
I love seafood, but I do not want my companion to smell like seafood.
Ah,
Oh, okay.
That just does not work well at all.
Sorry for those who just ate.
If if it smells like fish, leave it
This is
alone.
so good.
Yeah.
I'll take a
It's
rain
the
check.
smell. So why they use ginger to take away the smell.
Yeah, yeah. Louis, he's a chef,
No.
so just put ginger on the fish.
Oh,
On what you're cooking. If you're gonna cook, fresh, seawater fishes are more, uh, ano kaya, lansa.
Ano, hindi ko alam.
What we don't have a English translation for lansa. It's kind of a stinky sea smell.
Yeah.
Do you have a word for that?
a stinky sea smell.
Yeah,
Just like smells like fish.
salty smell. Yeah,
I don't know the English.
there's no English word for that. Some Filipino words don't have a exact translation.
Yeah.
Vice versa. So when you cook, do you cook fish?
Yeah, I cook fish.
How do you cook it to take away the
Fishy
fishy
smell.
smell?
How do you get rid of fishy smell? Well, here's the thing. Most seafood, if it's good and fresh, shouldn't smell fishy
That.
when you're cooking
Oh,
it. Usually, if it smells fishy, that means the fish
it's old.
probably doesn't. Yeah, it's old.
Yeah.
Ah,
That's one. But there are certain fish or seafoods that even though they're fresh, if you try to cook them, especially if you eat soup or with what or in soup base, they're fishy or I don't know the term. It's lansa in Tagalog, so or in Filipino. So I don't know how it's translated in English.
that was a different. It's
Well,
funny because
the the only
I'm
fish
sorry.
the only fish I've smelt here that smells awful, and I don't like Lynn cooking it in the house is that dried fish.
Ah,
Tuyo.
dried fish.
Yeah,
Tuyo.
because
Yeah,
that just stinks up the house.
you
Now
haven't gotten used to the taste.
I don't eat it.
Ah, because that's what um a lot of people do to preserve
If
fish for the winter, for the war, or something like that.
Yeah, if I'm ever over and you want to get me to leave without telling me, just go ahead and start cooking up some dried fish and break out some durian. I'll be on my way in no time.
Try to eat it with vinegar.
Yeah,
But
an egg or
Vinegar and
tomato.
egg.
Yeah, and tomato.
Hmm.
Sarap. Or
Yeah.
tinapa,
But
smoked fish.
I like
Also have
I like smoked fish.
yeah, it tastes good.
When I lived in Florida, I used to like eating smoked mullet,
Oh, meron din
which
pala
I'm
din.
sure Popeyes probably had that, and probably Tony smoked mullet. You guys I know have had smoked mullet.
here is tinapa.
Tinapa. Ito, here you have smoked tilapia and smoked bangus and smoked galunggong. It's the most
It's
common.
it's funny though because here it's the most common. And it's really cheap. So when my aunt toured Europe, she ordered this
Anchovy.
fancy calling fish. No, not the anchovy. Something that's different, but something similar to anchovies or dried fish here in the Philippines. So it costs around 1,500 pesos there or something like 2,000 pesos. So when it was served, she kind of laughed because it's so ironic because here it's just around 15 pesos or something like that. There it's fancy. It's served in a fancy restaurant. It's the same fish. So
Oh,
it was funny to her because it you also the in Europe they also have dried fish in their menu in a fancy restaurant. So she said, "What's this? It's just tinapa."
Dilis
I can,
yata eh.
yeah. Hindi, anchovy yun, Didis. It's not anchovy.
Di ba? Tinapa daw.
Or parang, I
Sabi niya
don't know.
dilis eh.
Ah,
Anyway,
okay.
hindi ko rin alam.
Okay.
Anyway.
Anyway, sorry for the Tagalog. You should learn to, we're learning a lot of English
You should learn how
now,
to.
especially we started our podcast, conversational English. So
Should
next
start.
show,
We'll have
we'll
a
have you speak in Tagalog with us.
tutor.
Oh, okay.
Oh, okay.
So the different. It's the
Prepare,
other way around. So you'll be
prepare
the
your
one to be the student. And
Funny.
Ken will be the teacher. I'll be the moderator.
Okay, cool. That sounds like a plan to me.
Oh, wow. You should have your basic Tagalog ready. And also, if Tony wants to join,
Yeah,
Tagalog key phrases. But you should know Tagalog by now.
I really don't. And keep in
We're
mind,
gonna be,
keep in mind here they speak Visayan.
Yeah.
You rarely ever hear Tagalog.
they only speak a lot of Tagalog, Visayan and English, na?
My English is very good though.
Of course, it's your native language.
Uh,
It's your master. And for us, we're, going there. Yeah.
yeah, definitely. Okay. I guess we could go ahead and end the show. We've been on for about an hour, and I know you ladies have a life and have to do.
And have to sleep and have to eat.
Yeah, definitely. Any final thoughts?
Uh,
Final thoughts.
mm, if you guys, of course, you've already traveled. For me, it's my first time traveling alone. If you have any tips on or videos to share with me on how to
How to.
defend or hacks or life hacks for traveling, I would appreciate it because I'm planning on exploring the 7,000 islands of the Philippines
Okay.
before I before I reach the date when I can travel or I easily get tired again. I easily get tired. So that's just my final words.
Final words. Well,
And plug your clinic.
um,
Don't forget to plug your clinic now.
our clinic. So our clinic is located at Southwoods. So just an hour away from Metro Manila. So go and come visit our clinic. So it's
If you have time to go there, we would highly appreciate it. But if you have any questions about any kind of dental procedures, of any dental concerns, we are free to answer it anytime. So thank you guys for
tuning
tuning
in.
in again and hear us mumble jumble about our week and whatever random thing we can talk about from from travel to Middle Eastern to fish and
Everything.
to cooking. Doesn't really have a much outline. Thank you guys for listening.
Thank
We
you.
hope to we hope to see you next week.
Yes, have a great week, everybody, and I will talk to you lovely ladies later.
Yep.
Right there.
Okay. Bye
Night,
bye.
everyone.